Welcome, respected friends. Let's celebrate our human life with our diligent, sincere efforts for spiritual doings and spiritual growings. Gratitude, salutations to you, wishes and prayers. Let us be together in this endeavor, invoking the divine grace, do our best with the best of our abilities, attitudes, intentions, etc. Seven sadhanas which we are doing every day are the Shanti mantras, Mangalacharana shlokas, Sankalpa for our Adhyatmika sadhana pragati, Sankalpa for Sanatana Dharma, Samrakshana Abhivruddhi, Sankalpa for the Vishwa Adhyatmika pragati, Shanti, Ekata, etc. Then we are doing our Upanishad mantra Ucharana, which is giving us so much confidence because we are becoming familiar with the mantras. Then we are at ease, happily, confidently, joyfully taking up the study of the Upanishad with Sri Adi Shankara Bhashyam. The Upanishad is Chandogya, first Adhyaya, first Khanda. We are seeing the Pranava Mahima, OMKARA Mahima. So, though Om has such a power to guide us, to bless us, to empower us, yet the Shruti Mata and Gurus tell us about its glory exhaustively but objectively. In a sense, they just tell the glory of it, tell the Phala Shruti of it, but do not insist us. They leave it for our discretion to test how much we have used our buddhi to understand what they said and how much beyond buddhi wala faith we have to accept what is said from within us by our choice. Yes, because of they told, because our faith in him, we accept what they say, but still it is from within us. Because when I fully agree with it from within the heart, accept from the heart within, then responsibly, committed way, I do the things and I get the results. Results getting is important. Again, when the results come, we won't take the credit of it because we have done it, but the whole credit is by the Guru and the Lord. They guided us, they empowered us, they blessed us. Therefore, all credit is theirs. So, in this way, the ninth mantra, the last portion, we will study today. Then take up the last 10th mantra, with which this Pratama Khanda will be done. So, thus, one after other Khanda, honestly we will study with the help of Sri Adi Shankara Bhashya, and let us see how we are responding from within. For this call of the rishis, the call of saints and sages, the call of the Shruti Mata, and even the call of the Brahma Tattva himself itself. Okay. Then we'll have our Vedic chanting. Then we'll have our Dhyana Purvaka Rishi Gayatri Mantra Ucharana. Then a few minutes we'll spend also in pondering over some thought as common sense thought. Let us begin, friends. Welcome. May the Parabrahma Ishwara Jagannatha, Devata Gana Guru Gana, Shastra Gana Krupa be always with us. In this endeavor, may our Vyaktitva truly get unfolded day by day, consciously, subconsciously, unconsciously too, so that truly we are evolving spiritually and our presence should add to the beauty of the worlds, that is spiritually only. May every of these things be clearly understood by us, convinced by us, and any additions to be done, improvements to be done, may we get wisdom for that also. Here we are. Let us apply ourselves. ॐ ॐ ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः ॐ यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ॐ ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलं स्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे ॐ व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् ॐ विदितानमया विशदैककला न च किञ्चन काञ्चनमस्ति गुरो द्रुतमेव विदेहि कृपां सहजां भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम् ॐ सरस्वति नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि ॐ परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः छान्दोग्योपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः सङ्कल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपा अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्ष कैवल्यप्राप्त्यर्थं श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणेतिहास सन्तवाङ्मयोक्त साध्य साधनानुभव सिद्ध्यर्थं तत्रोक्त ऋषिमुनिगुरुदेवता दर्शनानुग्रहानुभव प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति संरक्षणाभिवृद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य संस्थापकानां नित्यनिरन्तरदिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराममन्दिरवत् शिवकृष्णादिमन्दिरादीनां पुनरवाप्ति तेषु निरन्तरशास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तरशत्रुविघ्न शाश्वतसमूलनिर्मूलनपूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिकहैन्दवसंस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्षपुरुषार्थानां सुसम्प्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रतिभक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्मसाफल्यार्थम् अनेकशास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नमध्ये सामवेदान्तर्गत छान्दोग्योपनिषदः पारायणमध्ययनं साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे ॐ अथ सामवेदान्तर्गत छान्दोग्योपनिषद् ॐ सच्चिदानन्दसान्द्राय सर्वातीताय साक्षिणे नमः श्रीदेशिकेन्द्राय शिवाय शिवघातिने ॐ सच्चिदानन्दसान्द्राय सर्वातीताय साक्षिणे नमः श्रीदेशिकेन्द्राय शिवाय शिवघातिने ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणः चक्षुः श्रोत्रम् अथो बलम् इन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यां मा मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरते ये उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तो ते मयि सन्तो ॐ शान्तिः 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 ओमाप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणः चक्षुः श्रोत्रम् अथो बलम् इन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यां मा मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरते ये उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तो ते मयि सन्तो ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः प्रथमः खण्डः ॐ ॐ इत्येतदक्षरम् उद्गीतम् उपासीत ॐ इति उद्गायते तस्य उपव्याख्यानम् येषां भूतानां पृथिवीरसः पृथिव्या आपो रसः अपाम् ओषधयो रसः ओषधीनां पुरुषो रसः पुरुषस्य वाग्रसः वाचः ऋग्रसः रुचः सामरसः साम्नः उद्गीतो रसः स एषः रसानागं रसतमः परमः परार्ध्यः अष्टमः अयमुद्गीतः कतमा कतमर्क कतमत् कतमत् साम कतमः कतम उद्गीत इति विमृष्टं भवति वागेव ऋक् प्राणः साम ओमित्येतदक्षरमुद्गीतः तद्वा एतत् मिथुनं यद्वाक् च प्राणश्च ऋक् च साम च तदेतत् मिथुनम् ओमिति एतस्मिन्नक्षरे सगं सृज्यते यदा वै मिथुनौ समागच्छता आपयतो वै तौ अन्योन्यस्य कामम् आपयिताः वै कामानां भवति य एतदेवं विद्वान् अक्षरमुद्गीतमुपास्ते तद्वा एतद् अनुज्ञाक्षरं यद्धि किञ्च अनुजानाति ओमित्येव तदाह एषः एव समृद्धिः यदनुज्ञां समर्थयिताः वै कामानां भवति एतदेवं विद्वान् अक्षरमुद्गीतमुपास्ते तेनेयं त्रयी विद्या वर्तते ओमित्याश्रावयति ओमिति शगंसते ओमिति उद्गायति एतस्यैवाक्षरस्य अवचित्यै महिम्ना रसेन तेन उभौ कुरुतः यश्च एतदेवं वेद यश्च न वेद ज्ञानात् विद्या च अविद्या च यदेव विद्यया करोति श्रद्धया उपनिषदा तदेव वीर्यवत्तरं भवति इति खलु एतस्य एव अक्षरस्य उपव्याख्यानं भवति. What is joy, isn't it? When we are chanting, reveling in the chanting of our sacred Upanishad mantras. Just imagine every day morning this way, between that 6 to 8 hours, 2 hours, all over Bharata Mata, the entire Sanatan Dharmins got up, took their baths and all, seated and doing this way, the Veda Parayanam, the Veda Dhyanam, Veda Dhyanam, Veda Sadhana, how wonderful it looks like. That is the real true Bharat. Then the throughout the day, yes, compete with the world, you also prove yourself to be in par with the other countries. Challe do. But our roots are in spirituality. Spirituality is rooted in the Vedas. Is it any wrong sankalpa, wrong notion? I don't believe it is true. It is correct. It is positive. Now, what we are studying is Om Mahima, Pranava Mahima, Omkara Mahima, Udgita Upavyakya. Okay. In this entire topic, the two words should not be missed. What is that? One is Yaha Etad Evam Vidwan. First one. Yaha Etad Evam Vidwan means the ones who have known this way, the glory of Om, to the core of their heart. fully convincingly. Because in any field of our endeavors, the deepest hearty conviction alone makes us pour out all our abilities in doing it and achieving it. Whether it is any mundane things or any of the spiritual things in spirituality, whether it is a yoga marga or yoga sadhanas or the bhakti sadhanas or these the Vedantic sadhanas. Isn't it? Therefore, ya evam vidwan is to be throughout life kept in mind. Ki have I heard, contemplated, understood, and got convinced to the core of my heart without any doubts about it. So much so that the Guru who taught us this, even he himself comes and says or tries to change what he said, we are not going to change. That much conviction. Isn't it? Because it is the Veda Mata, the Shruti Mata who is telling us. So, though we chant it with our own tone tune, which 99.9% misguides us, more than that, our attention should be on the Shruti Matas. Kindness, compassion, and what she is strongly recommending to us. The recommendation is Ya etad evam vidvan. Yaha etad evam vidvan. Clearly understood. First point out of two. Second is Udgita Upaste. Once you have known intellectually, understood it, convinced about it, then only by that conviction the result won't come. No, you have to practically do also. What is to be done? Udgitam Upast. Do the Upasana of the Udgita. Okay. Now the two types of Udgita Upasanas are, one is by the grace of the Udgita, Omkara, I must realize Brahman. Okay? That should be there in the heart. Second is what? Always in our heart, the lingering of the Omkara going on. That with this Omkara named Ishvara only, I will be doing my duties. I will be doing my all other sadhanas required. Om is there with me always. See that attitude, and then spending the time every day, morning, afternoon, evening, in really uttering the Om, taking it to be that Paramatma Himself. And whether you are extending your prayers, you are telling your problems, okay, you are whatever the feelings you want to share, you are doing it with the Om only, taking it as Paramatma. That is the meaning of the Udgita Upasana, the Omkara Upasana, that the Om is not gone out of our mind's sight even for a moment. Everywhere it is required, isn't it? Like when you are working in an office, I am loyal to this office. This office has given me this job, position, recognition, identity. So I must serve it in the best of my abilities as per the duties given to me. Should we have it or not in our heart? That's called upasana, isn't it? So too when you are in the family. So I am the head of this family. All of them respect me. It is my responsibility towards them. So therefore, let me take care of every one of them. That in the heart when that's going on, that is called the upasana there. Upa and asana, seated very close. So never losing the sight of that is the Omkara Upasana. And in and through everything, Om is brought. And if you take it's a Upasana is devotion thing only, everything is offered at the altar of that Pranama, of that Omkara, of that Udgita only. So miss not these two things. One is Yaha Etadevam Vidvan. And what is that Etadevam Vidvan? What is to be known about the Om? That's what we are discussing from last 1 month. Isn't it? This entire or 15-20 days from the mantra 1 onwards. That the Om is the Paramatma's Abhidhanam, that it is Nedishta Abhidhanam, Then with that Om, when you call the Lord, maximum he will become happy. Like when you call somebody with their dearest name. So already it is said. If we have missed out, we were not attentive. Then we are here giving the Omkara the status of Udgita itself. Why? Because Omiti Udgayati, isn't it? Now, for bringing your devotion and attention to the Omkara, uh, Tasya Upavyakyanam. Here, a very short, precise, but very sweet Upavyakyanam, the explanation commentary of it, we are telling you. What is that Upavyakyanam? Evam Upasanam, then Evam Mahima, then Evam Falaha, isn't it? And what is that Upavyakhyana started? First, eight things are told. In that last one is this is therefore Richaha Samah Rasaha Samnaha Udgitaha Rasaha. So we have heard all of that. But sufficient contemplation, if it is done, the knowledge, essence to be caught, that remains in us. Essence is to be caught. Details, if required, we can remember. They should always be in the background. That is why the essence is told. In the next line, therefore, sa eshaha rasanam rasatamaha etad udgita. This is the essence. The purpose of telling all those eight things is to convey to our heart. Therefore, the Om is the rasanam rasatamaha. Again, what is rasa? That also is defined. So, our memory is weak. We are not referring it back. Therefore, we are forgetting. That's why even though we have heard, that catch is not happening in us. है ना? So the rasatva, the three words are used. That it is the karana and it is the one because of which all these are maintained and all of them are in that only merged. So this is how the rasatva of the Omkar. And then so beautiful it is. Then that last three things are taken for discussion. Iti vimrushtam bhavati. Katama katamaruk katamat katamat sama katama katamah udgita iti. So then vagevaruko pranah samaha etadaksharam udgitam omkaraha udgitaha. These are all called as the Upavyakyanam of the Omkara. The Mahima of the Omkara already said. All of that is Vidwan, should be kept in our mind with knowledge, understanding and conviction. Then that beautiful thing is brought, that the yoni of the Ruk and Sama called as Vak and Prana or Mithunam. Then that Mithunam merges in Sagam Srujate in Omkara. So therefore, the Mithunam do the Apyayanam of each one's desires. Such Mithunam, while merging in Om, empowers the Om also in fulfilling all desires. Before that, in the Omkara, the Ruksama are there, therefore, not before that, after that only. In the Omkara, the Ruksama, Vak Prana are merging. Vak Prana are the Yoni of Ruk and Sama. And in Ruk and Sama are the mantras. In those mantras, the entire Karma Kanda is there. In that karmas done, Yajna Karma or our Vritti Karma or Varnashrama Dharma Karma, they have the power of fulfilling all our desires. Therefore, because generally the human beings are always having kamana and they find fulfillment in the fulfillment of kamana. Therefore, that language to begin with in the first Khanda, Shruti Mata employed only to inspire us that therefore all the kamanas that are achieved through all the yajnayagadi karma are included in the Udgita Upasana. This is called as the Upavyakyanam of Omkara. This is called as the knowledge which we have to have about the Omkara, Evam Vidva. When this is really understood, accepted, really in our heart, chalo, from now onwards, intensely, sincerely, I will do the Om Upasana. That thought will have to come. That conviction will have to come. Then the rethinking. Therefore, how to incorporate the Omkara Upasana in my day schedule. This all should happen. Otherwise, like watching so many cinema serial and nothing doing, so to listening to the Upanishads, but no change in us, then it won't help us. Change has to happen and it won't happen accidentally by itself. We have to bring that change. We have to bring that change consciously with our efforts. So all this we have seen. After this way, the gunas of the Omkara are said, then the stuti of the Omkara is said. Before that, those Anugnya Aksharam, that also we saw, isn't it? Ya eva metad vidwan aksharam udgetam upaste. Before that, tadva etat anugnya aksharam yaddi kincha anujanadi omityeva tadaha esha eva samruddhir yad anugnya samardita havai bhavati. So, first topic covered is the Omkara has the Sarva Kama Avapti Shakti. Second is the Omkara has got the Samruddhi Guna. How the Samruddhi Guna Shakti of the Omkara brought into our cognition, our understanding by bringing the topic of Anugnya. That the Anugnya is done by Omkara, and who can do the Anugnya? The one who is the Samruddhivan. Isn't it? Without Samruddhi, how can he give the Anugnya? If Om is giving Anugnya, therefore Om is having all the Samruddhi Gunavatva. The Samruddhi Gunata is what Kamanam fulfillment Guna is said in the first one. That fulfillment of the Kamana is in the Samruddhi Rupa, not half-heartedly, continuously, permanently. That Om has the capacity to fulfill our all the things. So, in this way, up to this we saw the Samruddhi Gunatva. So, Apti Gunatvam, Samruddhi Gunatvam, these two are the Mahima of the Omkara. These two are Upavyakyatam so far. Is it all over? No, one more is there. What is that? The Stuti of it. What is the Stuti now? It's all Guna, now Stuti. Tena iyam trayi vidya vartate. In that again, three topics are told. Tena iyam trayi vidya vartate. Tena means Omkarena Aksharena trayi vidya, the Veda vidya vartate. In the Trividya, Veda Vidya, what are the three things are there? Om iti ashravayati, Om iti shagamsati, Om iti udgayati. Okay, this is one portion. Second portion is what? This entire Trividya of Yajna Yagati are done. Superficially seen, addressing or offering the oblations to various devatas. But all devatas again are merged in Omkara only. Therefore, whether we consciously understand, remember or not, indirectly or directly, by worshipping all these devatas, we are worshipping the Omkara only. Therefore, anywhere anybody doing any yajna, that yajna is the upasana of the Omkara only. This is the second topic. First one is ashravayati, udgayati, ashravayati, shamsati, udgayati. Second portion is all these Veda prakriya of ashravanam, shamsanam, udganam, which is done as to apachiti, the worship of this Om only. That is the second portion we saw. Etasya eva aksharasya apachityai. The apachiti, that's what Bhagavan says, na? Mama vartmano vartante manushya parth. So many, it's all very mystical, subtler things. Like in fifth chapter, the last sloka. What he says, Bhoktaram yajna tapasam. I am the bhokta of the all yajnas and all tapasyas. And in many, many places, that subtle mystical thing we heard but never recognized or registered. When Bhagavan says, I stay in the heart of in every being. I am the one who is experiencing everything. We didn't listen this, we didn't understand it. The sublimity of it, we didn't understand. What is said by it? We all think we are the jiva, we are experiencing. But then, can the jiva experience exist without the conscious Paramatma behind? Isn't it? Therefore, every experience happening in us is experienced by the Paramatma only. But in Paramatma's experience of everything, he doesn't experience it as the Triputi. Jnata Jnanam Gnayam, then what? Either you call it as he is experiencing it by being a witness itself, or he knows I alone am all these Triputi of Jnata Jnanam Gnayam. So many times, so many places that was indicated, so we miss out. Now we are understanding. So how to understand, reconcile with this sentence that etasya eva aksharasya apachitya. Every yajna is done for the upasana of the Omkara. Every yajna is done for the upasana of the Omkara. Because whichever the devata you are doing, they won't exist without pranava or the Om. Because every nama, every rupa, every shakti of the every devata is in Omkara itself. That is the Mahima of the Om. The Shruti Mata wants us to cognize. That's called Yetadeva Midva. Once you recognize, now take the support of Om for Upasana. That's called as Udgitam Upaste. So the two sentences are Yetadeva Aksharam Midvan and Udgitam Upaste. Okay. Now the second topic is discussed in this ninth mantra. First one was तेनेयं त्रैविद्या वर्तते ओमिति आश्रावयति ओमिति शंसति ओमिति उद्गायति. This is first one. Second, एतस्यैव अक्षरस्य महिम्ना. Sorry, एतस्यैव अक्षरस्य अपचित्यै. Third one is very powerful, up to which we have come yesterday. कि महिम्ना रसेन means what? एतस्यैव अक्षरस्य महिम्ना and रसेन. This त्रैविद्या वर्तते. That is the point. And that we have seen yesterday. That we have to redo today. Then do the last mantra. What is the Mahima and what is the Rasatva of the Omkara? Because of which the entire Yajna Kanda, Yajna Karma is happening there successfully. So the Mahima aspect is explained as what? From there we chanted. Kahayam. So Paramatma pratikam hi tat tad avachiti Paramatmana eva sa swakarmana tamabhyarcha siddhimindati exhaustively we saw how to relate that every yajna is upasana of the Lord. That Omkara. Now the last one Mahimna Rasena. What is that? Kimcha etasya eva aksharasya Mahimna. Because of the Mahima of this Omkara alone, that the yajna is happening. Because of the rasatva of the Omkara alone, the yajna is happening. With the yajna, the whole universe is maintained, managed. With the yajna only, every sadhaka's sadhana is happening. With the yajna only, the siddhi also is happening. Outer yajnas are called the dravya yajnas. The inner yajna is called as the jnana yajna. First, the Mahimna. What is what? Mahimna means Mahatvena means Rutvika Yajamana Adi Pranaihi Ityartha. Hai. So, in the Rutvik and Yajamana, whoever are involved in doing that yajna, in the form of the life principle called as prana, in the form of energy principle again called as prana, it is Om alone is there. That means if the Om is deleted from all of them, neither they have the prana shakti nor they have the prana. Rutvik, Yajamana, Adi. The Rutviks are the three of them. Hota, Advari, Udgata. And sorry, four of them, Brahma. The Yajamana is whoever is doing the yajna. In that Yajamana word, the other two also come. His Patni also and the children, whoever are seated. Adi in that word, whoever are helping in that happening of yajna. Like somebody helped in making the yajna kunda, somebody helped in preparing all the dravyas and bringing, somebody is doing the alankara, somebody is done the rangoli there, somebody is supervising and supplying the things. All of them are doing it because of their prana shakti, because of their life in them. In the form of that life and prana, Om alone is there. Therefore, Mahimna means that is the meaning. Rutvika Yajamana Adi Pranaihi iti artha. Mahimna means. So Mahimna is understood the life in the living beings who are contributing for that yajna. The Shakti in the human beings who are contributing in that yajna is Mahima, Prana. So the Mahima is Prana, Prana is life and energy. The life and energy is there in them, then only yajna is happening. Second one is Rasena. Rasa is all the ahutis which are offered, the homa dravyas, etc. From what source they are coming? Finally, if you trace it, it is from the Omkar only. Therefore, the seeming dravyas which are used there are because of Omkara. And the beings which are existing there are because of Om. And without this dravya and the living beings, the yajna cannot happen. Therefore, who is doing that yajna? Omkara only. That is the meaning of Mahimna Rasena. The rasatva is explained little more. What is it? Tata etasya eva aksharasya rasena. What is the rasa of the Omkara? Ki vrihi yavadi rasa nirvruttena. Havisha ityartha. Here rasa means havihi, that which you offer. The ghee you offer or any of the other navadhanya adi oblations we offer. Where from these the ghee etc. are coming? Anna? And where from the other oblations which we are offering, they are coming from, whether it is the Samidha Adhanam or any of the Truna Navadhanya, whatever we offer. They are all coming from what? Vrihi Yavadi Rasa. So Vrihi Yavadi are the ones from whose Rasa the Havish is prepared, which is offered to that in that yajna, without which the yajna is not complete. And yajna's most important ingredient is in that blazing fire, offering the havihi. So all that havihi is the rasa. Rasa of what? Vrihi avadi. Now what is the connection between that Vrihi avadi and the Omkara? That is what is said here. Ki, dekho, yaga homadi aksharena kriyate. Start this way. By the Omkara, the yaga, oma, yaga, homa, etc. are done. Now, in that, whatever the ahutis, oblations we offer, where they go, ki tacha adityam upatishtate. The offered oblations having become subtler, they go to the Aditya Devata. Then tataha, from the Aditya Devata, with in between processes, vrushyadi kramena, through the rain, coming onto the earth, pranaha annam cha jayate. Isn't it? The beings are born, and for the born beings, for them to sustain uh, the food that is required, also is coming from the earth through the rain. So it is raining, and from the Bhumata, the food is coming. Eating the food one side, the life is coming. Children are born. Eating the food, or the other thing is the born children are again surviving because of Anna. So the prana and anna are happening because of whatever the food grains we are getting, they are coming to us from the earth. From the earth, they are coming to us because of the rain, and rains are coming from the Aditya. From the Aditya, they are coming because of the Sukshma Ahutis which have reached Aditya, which we have offered. So having come up to this, prana annam cha jayate. Next one is what? Pranai cha annene cha yajna thayate. Thereafter again, because of the prana and because of the anna. Anna means all those dravyas, yajna tayate, that every yajna that is happening. In Gita, the 12 yajnas are told. है ना? द्रव्य यज्ञास्तपो यज्ञाः योग यज्ञास्तथा परे स्वाध्याय ज्ञान यज्ञाश्च यतयः संशितव्रताः अपाने जुह्वति प्राणं प्राणे पानं तथा परे प्राणापानगतिरुद्ध्वा प्राणायामपरायणाः अपरे नियताहाराः प्राणान् प्राणेषु जुह्वति सर्वेप्येते यज्ञविदः यज्ञक्षपितकल्मषाः एवं बहुविधा यज्ञाः वितताः ब्रह्मणो मुखे कर्मजान् विद्धि तान् सर्वान् एवं ज्ञात्वा विमोक्ष्यसे फिर श्रेयान् द्रव्यमयाद् यज्ञात् ज्ञानयज्ञः परन्तप सर्वं कर्माखिलं पार्थ ज्ञाने परिसमाप्यते तद विद्धि प्रणिपाते isn't it? So it is as if you can see the cyclic thing. When it started, we don't know. But when the yajna is done, the ahutis reach to Surya. From the Surya, through the Vrishti, they come to the earth. From the earth, through the Vrihiyava, one side the prana, one side the second anna for that prani is getting. Having that prani getting that anna, he is alive. And he is alive, he is doing the yajna now. Pranahi annena cha yajna tayate. And these 12 yajnas are done, with which at the macro level you see, the whole universal show is going on. It's a macro thing, huge thing, which is incomprehensible. Everything that is happening in the cosmos, universe is nothing but yajna, yajna, yajna. And another yajna, more subtler than this cosmic yajna happening, is what the subtler yajna is the yajna of reversal, the yajna of nivritti, where millions of jivas are going back to their own essential self. One yajna is that by which through pravritti, the show of the Rupanamatmaka Jagat is happening. And it's all called Dravya Yajnas. Another is the Jnana Yajna going on. Like you and I are studying the Shastras, Upanishads, through that we are trying to understand about the presence of Brahma Tattva and keeping the Brahma Tattva as the goal, and the Brahman is within us beyond all the Upadhis. So what is this is happening? A Maha Yajna, but it is a Jnana Yajna, it is a Nivritti Yajna, it is a Yajna in which every projected manifested gets dissolved, the substratum is revealed. And this is done because you and I are alive, pranaihi. And for being alive, we have to have the food, annena. This prana, anna is coming to us because of the vrihiyava which we eat. And that is coming to us from the prithvi. From the prithvi, it's coming because of the rains. Rains are coming because of aditya. And aditya has all got that because the havihi that is offered has gone to the Aditya in the Sukshma Rupa. Again, this Havis that is offered, as well as the Yajamana and Ritviks who have done the Mantrocharan and offerings, because of their life, the Prana. That Prana is Mahima, the offered oblations are Rasa. And Prana and Rasa belong to Omkara. Therefore, because of Om only, the entire yajna is happening. So it is Omkara's Mahima, that is a prana, Omkara's Rasa, that is the variety of the Havihi, that the yajna is happening, because of which the Pravrutti Rupa Dravya yajnas are happening and Nivrutti Rupa Jnana yajnas are happening. And all these yajnas again are the worship of that Omkara only, which was the second point. Etasyeva aksharasya avajite. And the beginning also because of the Omkara, because Omiti ashravati shamsati udgayati. See, this is how the Om Mahima is brought into our notice. And it's a new subject to us, therefore it appears to be immediately non-acceptable or confusing. But then repeatedly when you study such topics, then the newness goes away, understandings come, doubt goes away, convictions come. With conviction, finally we have to do practice. upaste. When the practice is done, the anubhuti comes. Once the anubhuti comes, no theoretical explanation required. We ourselves will, the authority of the anubhuti, we tell that to others. Like you are studying the Upanishad, the glory of Upanishad you are understanding. It is the authority of your anubhuti with which you can tell others, is so glorious are our Upanishads. Please come and attend these classes. Isn't it? Because we have not done the sadhana and actual anubhuti has not come, therefore we hesitate to tell the people about the anubhuti, about the glory of the Upanishads. That is a different problem. But the anubhava, once it gained, no question, doubt remains. No theory required. No Upanishad required. I know. I have experienced it. Up to this, we have seen this ninth mantra. Etasya eva aksharasya avachithyai etasya eva aksharasya mahimna rasena. What? All these yajnas are happening. Tena yam trayi vidya. Okay. Vartate. Tenayam Trayi Vidya Vartate. In that, three topics are covered. One topic is Ashravayati Shamsati Udgayati. Second is Avachityai. Third is Mahimna Rasen. All this is Upavyakhyanam of Om in the Upanishadic style. And the Upanishads cannot come to these modern times to tell us in our style. The Gurus will try. But we have to shift our attention to the Upanishadic Kala or Veda Kala and understand that style. We have to change our style of thinking to understand Vedas. Though the Gurus try to tell us the things with the modern examples, but हमको थोड़ा वो दिमाग चाहिए, the Vedic period वाला, to understand what they say. Like if you have to understand the science, I have to have the scientific mind, no? Scientific mind is different from spiritual mind. With the spiritual mind, I only blame or insult the science. That is a limitation. To understand the scientists, I have to have the scientific mind and see how they are honestly experimenting. So many thousands of things they are doing. Mahatapasya they are doing, and they are no less than any Maharshi. And the result of that, you see, like the inner rishis are giving the inner liberation, these outer rishis called scientists are giving the outer liberation. They are making our lives easy and comfortable, isn't it? The only shortcoming in that outer achievements is it is temporary and it has a capacity to enslave us, bind us to samsara, which is a big problem. But usko side pe rakhoge, but are they lesser, the scientists? The Maharshis. So you have to understand their glory, I have to tune to them. है ना? एक मेडिकल प्रोफेशनल का महिमा समझना है तो मेरा दिल दिमाग उससे ट्यून होना है. I cannot just say the doctors are all selfish, they eat money. No, whole life they sacrifice, Baba. Every moment of a doctor is a risk only. That he is with the patients. Which patient can will induce what roga to this doctor? We don't know. After all, he's also is a body, no? अगर 100 पेशेंट डेली डॉक्टर के आ रहे हैं, इमेजिन उनके 20 साल के सर्विस में 100 into 20 into 365. So many patients came. Everyone had that capacity to induce some disease to him. Knowing that risk involved, still he takes care of so many patients. Is it an easy job or what? अरे हम तो दूर ही भाग जाते. You stay in the hospital for 1 hour, let me see. In that infection ward or any of such wards, भाग जाएंगे हम. And these poor things, the doctors, throughout life they are there. I am telling to understand them, हमें उनका दिल चाहिए. So to a politician, you cannot just like that insult them. They are again the Maharshis in their own way. In that there is some power mongering, because without power you cannot serve also. There may be some selfishness, some biasnesses that pollutes the politics naturally. पर ये एक बंदा नहीं, सब ऐसे ही है, इसलिए जिसको जितना है सर्वाइव करना है, नेसेसरीली वो भी ऐसा बन रहा है, which is not justifiable, but that's happening. But otherwise, by itself is not politics a purest of the science? After the spirituality of the Brahmana, is it not the politics of the Kshatriya alone is the highest of the science, highest of the seva? अब बृहदारण्यक उपनिषद में तो इवन ब्राह्मण से ज्यादा राजा है कहते हुए, इन द राजस्व याग राजा इज सीटेड इन द सिंहासना, ब्राह्मण इज सीटेड बिलो एंड रिसीविंग द ऑर्डर फ्रॉम द राजा, ऐसा कहते हैं वहां, राजा इज ग्रेटर देन ब्राह्मण इन दैट कंटेक्स्ट। क्योंकि पोजिशंस तो बदलते रहते हैं लोगों के, बदलते रहते कि नहीं, दैट्स ऑल। हाँ हाँ, लाइक मैं बाबा जी, लोग कोई करे नमस्कार ना करे, व्हेन आई गो टू एयरपोर्ट आई हैव टू रेज माय हैंड्स ओनली फॉर दैट फेलो टू चेक मी कि मैं कुछ कैरी कर रहा हूँ कि नहीं। आई कैन नॉट से मैं बाबा जी, तो क्या है, लेट मी चेक इट इज ड्यूटी, isn't it? So too, when the doctors come to me, I am a different Vedanti. When I go to a dentist, he is Veda, he is a doctor, I have to surrender to him. Isn't it? बाबा जी आपका प्रवचन बाद में, पहले मुंह खोलो, he will tell, have to listen. I am telling all of that, that the Rishi Kala, Mano Buddhi, when we have, then we understand their heart, in which all this is set. उसके लिए टाइम निकालना पड़ता है, दिमाग लगाना पड़ता है। Our unfortunate thing is, we are involved in thousand things of the worldliness. What we have to be wise enough is, in common sense thought everybody discussing, drop the droppable things, save your time and be spiritual and save yourself. This can only be hinted at, maximum suggested, remaining left to your discretion, ability, commitment, practice, सब। तो बात किसकी हो रही है कि to understand the hridaya of the Upanishads, we have to have that hridaya. All this has come from what? With what intensity, audacity and sincerity the Shruti Mata and Rishi are telling us about the Mahima of the Omkar. Mind you, this all before your Rama and Krishna and Shiva have come. Therefore, this Vedic period, people were easy for them to hold on to Om for their upasana. So, teneyam trayi vidya vartate, Om iti ashravayati, Om iti shagamsati, Om iti udgayati, etasyeva aksharasya apachityai mahimna rasena. मस्त है कि नहीं? हाँ, now comes the last mantra. Okay, finally thought is pranaihi annena cha yajnah tayate. Because of the prana of the living beings, anna of the aushadis or whatever the yajna samagri we use, with that the yajna happens, and that comes from the omkara. अतः उच्यते अक्षरस्य महिम्ना रसेन, इसलिए श्रुति माता ने कहा it is ओंकार named अक्षरस महिमा and rasa, that all the apachitis yajnas are happening. This is the stuti of the omkar. Before that, the guna and mahima of the omkara is told in the earlier two topics, where the samruddhi gunatva was told, and before that the apti gunatva of the om is told. Okay, so therefore the apti gunatva, the महिमा गुणत्व, सबसे पहले और एक कहा रस गुणा, रस आपति एंड समृद्धि. These are the three words you catch. Rasa, samruddhi, sorry, rasa, apti and samruddhi. It is a rasa of rasa, and it is the one which gives all the kamana fulfillment, and also samruddhi rupena. It will come in our next mantra bhashya, we will see. Now, can we enter into the 10th mantra? For that, let us see what is the Bhashyakara's Sambandha Bhashya. कि उद्गीत विद्या के जानने और न जानने वाले के कर्म का भेद. Very good discussion it is. Very healthy one. Very rich one. Upanishads glories keeps in front of us everything properly dissected, leaving it for our discussion. Some places, the faith has to be brought. For us to stick to it so that we are benefited by it. To some extent, the intellect works. Beyond that, our Shraddha. कि तत्र अक्षर विज्ञानवतः कर्म कर्तव्यम् इति स्थितम् आक्षिपति. So, tatra means when we see the above mantra, it is because of Omkara, the yajnas vagara happen, it is said. Yajna is a karma. The yajna karma is different from the upasana. In the upasana, there are no karmas. The karmas involved in the upasana are to bring the mind's concentration, which is called upasana. And karma or yajna are action oriented there. Upasana is the mind's respect and reverence and devotion oriented. So, what is the Samada Bhashya? Tatra means, in this way it is said, Akshara Vijnanavataha, the one who has got the glory of the Akshara, the Omkara, understood. Therefore, now he is the Upasaka of the Omkara. That Upasana of the Omkara is called as Vijnana. Here Vijnana is Upasana. Jnana means theoretical knowledge. Vijnana means practice of it. Akshara means Omkara. Therefore, Omkara or Akshara Vijnanavata is equal to the one who has understood the glory of Om and doing the Upasana of it. Of this person, who is Akshara Vijnanavan, who is the knowledgeable person of why the Om is glorious, therefore, who is involved in Om's Upasana itself. To that Om Upasaka, Karma Kartavyam, he also must do the Yajnadi Karma. Like that above shloka hints. But we are only doing the upasana to rise above the karma and karma samskara. That is the antakarana shuddhi aspect with the upasana. So that we go for the Brahma Vidya Vichara, the final goal. So you are telling about Om Upasana and you are again bringing the Yajna, the karma. That means the Upasaka must do the Yajna also. Do you mean to say that? No. Upasana is sufficient by itself. So therefore, there are three levels which are discussed in the last mantra. One is highest level, pure Omkara Upasana, sufficient by all means. Second is with Omkara Upasana, doing the Yajna. Second level it is. Third, without Upasana Omkara, directly doing the Yajna. Among them, doing the Yajna has itself lot of results to give us. But doing the Yajna with the Om Upasana also adds to the beauty and result of the Yajna. Third one, without Yajna, only pure Upasana that gives the purity of the heart with which we become qualified for the Aham Brahmasmi inquiry or Tattvamasi inquiry, which is the highest. Therefore, with that Uddesha Shruti Mata said, here when from the Omkara, the Yajna happen, when it is said, it is glorification of the Omkara. It is not compelling the Omkara Upasaka that you must do the Yajna also. No, you have reason about that. In Yajna, all the Dravyas are involved. So Dravya is more grossification of the reality, more multiplicity, more agitations in the mind, more of the outer karma phala will come. How much ever sacred it may be, but still it is samsara only. We are wanting to realize the one without second substratum. Don't forget that goal. When you have to discover the substratum, one is without second, how can you continuously maintain the multiplicity? In all the yajna karma, the multiplicity, the Advaita is necessary. When we are aiming to reach to the Advaita from the Advaita, we cannot continuously be in the Dvaita Kshetra. And all the yajna agadi are the Dvaita Kshetra. Rising above that is the Upasana. Where you are not doing any action or doing Upasana. Upasana again, Chitta Shuddhi Ekagrata ke liye. With that Shuddha Chitta Ekagrata, Upasana is no more goal. The realization of our oneness with the Brahman. I am Brahman. That's how we have to comprehensively understand what is said. So in this mantra, that Shruti Mata herself brings an akshepana in question. So therefore, the Omkarapasaka must do the yajna also. It looks like Shruti Mata says like that. No, no, no. That prasanga is brought to tell the glory of Omkara, not to tell you about the doing upasanas. Oh, sorry, doing the yajnas. You have reason about the yajna karma. And actually, when you grow in age up to 65, 70, you can't do the yajna, na? कहाँ धुआं में बैठते हो ऑलरेडी अस्तमा लग गया but you can sit and do the Om Upasana. That should purify the heart so much that till as we are conscious, then only we are studying Upanishad and doing the Tattva Chintana. And before we become so old, already Aham Brahmasmi we have experienced. See that? I have not explained to you all details, but hint we have given for the sharp ones to catch. Now, this last mantra has got the 1 or 2 or 3 portions. Let us see that. I am doing the mantra ucharana of the last one, do bar, do bar. Tena ubhau kurutaha, tena ubhau kurutaha, yascha etadevam veda, yascha na veda, yascha etadevam veda, yascha na veda. नानातु विद्या च अविद्या च नानातु विद्या च अविद्या च यदेव विद्या करोते यदेव विद्या करोते श्रद्धया उपनिषदा श्रद्धया उपनिषदा तदेव वीर्यवत्तरं भवति तदेव वीर्यवत्तरं भवति इति खलु एतस्य एव अक्षरस्य उपव्याख्यानं भवति इति सामवेदांतर्गत छांदोग्योपनिषदि प्रथमोऽध्याये प्रथमः खंडः चैंट करो तेना उभौ कुरुतः यश्च एतदेवं वेद यश्च न वेद नानात् विद्या च अविद्या च यदेव विद्यया करोति श्रद्धया उपनिषदा तदेव वीर्यवत्तरं भवति इति खलु एतस्यैव अक्षरस्य उपव्याख्यानं भवति तेनोभौ कुरुतः यश्चैतदेवं वेद यश्च न वेद नानात् विद्या च अविद्या च यदेव विद्यया करोति श्रद्धया उपनिषदा तदेव वीर्यवत्तरं भवति इति खलु एतस्य एव अक्षरस्य उपव्याख्यानं भवति. We'll study this thoroughly tomorrow. मस्त मंत्र है 2 दिन लगेगा उसको भी because first you have to explain what is said in the mantra, then third we have to thoroughly study through the Bhashyam. Tomorrow we'll do that. I am sure time will not be sufficient. We may need one more day. Yeah, we will go for another day, day after, in which the entire essence of this Upanishad, this first Khanda will browse through, as we have already seen today also. आज किया हमने शुरू में एक एक पहले मंत्र से लेकर के सारा व्यवस्थित. So in that way, 2 days it will be done. Then in the same way, with the same fervor, love, respect, devotion, shraddha, more than all, the simplicity and humbleness, as you all have, we will enter into the second, third, fourth, that way the khandas. साथ में घर में थोड़ा होमवर्क कर लो मनन चिंतन का एंड ओम का आलम्बना लेकर उपासना शुरू कर ही देना. Hope you have started it the day we started it, or at least on the Guru Purnima day. नहीं तो आज से करो. But be in this mood of Upanishad Adhyana, Upanishad Vidya. देखो in this world, there are that way million fields are there in which anybody have the opportunity choice to involve. है कि नहीं? At the very same time, even with your age of 70, 80, you can go and learn how to repair a scooter, how to repair a car. At this very age, you can go and learn how to cook so many of recipes, cookings of all Indian dishes as well as the Western dishes. At the very same time, you can study the Indian politics, the Western politics, Indian economy, the foreign economy, the Indian law, and the foreign law. You can try. You can learn what is the poetry, what is literature. There are thousand things. Chatushashti kalas are there. You can learn. With the trembling hand, you can learn the painting also at this age. You can learn sculpturing. In the very old age, you can learn swimming. घोड़े पे बैठो किसने मना किया सवारी सीखो घुड़सवार अरे भैया इस कुछ भी कर सकते बट दैट्स व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ द फर्स्ट श्लोक ऑफ भज गोविंदम सन्नीते काले संप्राप्ते डुक्रुम करणे नहीं रक्षति among those million things we can do one of them is the Upanishads today. It is one of them at the same time it is the best among them because it is talking about the Brahma Prapti, the moksha, etc. It is one of the possible options. Apart from that, the second aspect is it is the best because वो सारे मिलकर डुक्करू करने हैं वो नहीं रक्षति सन्नी देगाले संप्राप्त. So this rakshati. Imagine much before our departing from this body, time comes. So we have already thoroughly mastered the Upanishad Brahma Vidya and also through those meditations reach to that subtlest level of our identity with the substratum. Thereafter, when the body collapsing time comes, we know that the body is already collapsed and it is not me. I have already realized the Brahman, who is the support of such millions of bodies coming and falling with my own Maya Shakti every moment. That's the meaning of Dukru Karne Nahi Rakshati, Bhaja Govindam Rakshati. Bhaja Govindam means here meditating on the reality. So, these are all justification I am giving to myself. Whether you agree or not that we are studying Upanishads, that is the best of the occupations. So many professions which we can do. Best among so many. You can learn computers at this age, engineering, you can learn aeronauticals, you can learn, you can also learn bomb कैसे तैयार किया from the YouTube at the age of your 80, 90. लोग करते हैं बूढ़े होकर भी they are all lost in the whole world. If they are not in the Upanishad class, obviously the meaning is they are lost somewhere else. And when we are in the Upanishad class, we get lost into Brahman, the moksha. If we are not here, we get lost. Where we don't know. Because the space is infinite. The yonis are infinite. The deyas are infinite. The lokas are infinite. The things and beings are infinite. The involvements in them are infinite. In number, not in the experience. Get lost. Your choice. Om, 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 om. 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 In the Vedic chanting, 33rd mantra in the Atharvana Veda, 4th Khanda, 7th Anuvaka. Isn't it? Today, Agni Deva Upasana or Stuti or Prarthana done. Okay. Again asking for Sarva Samrakshana. All this shows that the Vedic period rishis never took it for granted in the sense forgot the Adhisthana Devatas. They every day used to propitiate them through their yajna, smarana, sukta, stotra, so that they are always in good books of the Devatas. Devatas are always blessing them. What is the best blessing the Devatas can give is they won't obstruct us in our path spiritual, rather they empower us. इससे और क्या चाहिए हमको ज़्यादा? That's why in those periods, blessed by the divine, everyone were basically the spiritual seekers. They are not lost. Today we don't do the upasana of devatas, therefore their grace is not there. Even if you do, we do it for the materialistic things. Okay. Now here it has got again 7 mantras. First mantra says, Kim, O Agni Deva, by your grace may all our sins are destroyed. Please empower us with all outer safety, securities and inner wealth also. So to do the nashana of all our sin. So to we are here, O Lord, with the Sukshetra Labhecha, Shobhana Margecha, Dhanecha. So with these Havihi, I am propitiating you, O Lord, remove all my sins. There are so many doing your stuti, and you can observe me. My own way, I am doing best way the stuti to you. So too, my children also are so much dedicated to you. Together we are doing your stuti as well as ahutis. Therefore, please destroy all our sins. So too, O Agnideva, it is your grace and blessing on those who are doing your stuti that they are becoming wise in this world and living a very noble, fulfilling life of the outer as well as inner. We know that. Such you, we are propitiating through this yajna. Please bless us and destroy all our papa. So too, the beautiful, the Agnis, which have all the Shaktis, all the overpowering effects are seen by us outer and inner. They are blazingly coming to our rescue and help. And that Agni Deva, in advance thanking you, please do come and destroy all the sins in our life. So to Agni, you are Vishwato Mukha, you are Sarva Parigrahita, you are Sarva Vyavagaha, entire world is under your command. We know that. So we are doing salutations to you by your Agnya or power. Let all the sins be destroyed. Again, the Vishwatomukha Agni Sarva Shatru Nashaka Agni, and then the Shatrus, let us say, if they are like the Samudra, may your grace be like a boat to me. Seated in that, I cross the Samudra of the Shatrus. So your grace should help me in freeing from all the Papa. The eighth mantra also says same thing. O Agni, you are the Uttama Guna Vishishta. You help me in crossing the ocean of inner and outer enemies by blessing me with your blessings, which are like the Nava, the boat. Okay? Please give that Kshema to us. Free us from all the sins. May we be reaching to the highest. Here, sin for us is Ajnana is the Papa. Let that final Papa of the ignorance of the self be burnt away by the fire of knowledge of this self. 8 मंत्रास आ गए, छोटे छोटे हैं, 5 मिनट लगेगा, लगने दो. मैं आज इसको पूरा पाठ कर ही लेता हूँ. इवन 3 times chant also. Maximum will take 10 minutes. ओम अथ सर्व संरक्षणार्थम सर्व पाप विनाशार्थम अथर्वण वेदांतर्गत अग्नि सूक्तम. ओम आवनः शोषुचत आपनः शोषुचत अघम अग्ने. ओम आपनः शोषुचत अघम अग्ने शुशुद्ध्यारयिं शुशुद्ध्यारयिं. अपनः शोषुचत अघम अपनः शोषुचत अघम. ओम अपनः शोषुचत अघम अग्ने शुशुद्ध्यारयिं. अपनः शोषुचत अघम अपनः शोषुचत अघम अग्ने शुशुद्ध्यारयिं. अपनः शोषुचत अघम. सेकंड. सुक्षेत्रिया सुगातुया सुक्षेत्रिया सुगातुया वसूया च यजामहे वसूया च यजामहे. अपनः शोषुचत अघम अपनः शोषुचत अघम. ओम सुक्षेत्रिया सुगातुया वसूया च यजामहे. अपनः शोषुचत अघम सुक्षेत्रिया सुगातुया वसूया च यजामहे. अपनः शोषुचत अघम. थर्ड वन. प्रयद्बन्धिष्ट एषां प्रयद्बन्धिष्ठ येषां प्रास्माकाशश्च सूरयः प्रास्माकाशश्च सूरयः अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् प्रयद्बन्धिष्ठ येषां प्रास्माकाशश्च सूरयः अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् प्रयद्बन्धिष्ठ येषां प्रास्माकाशश्च सूरयः अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् ऊर्ध्वन् प्रयत्ते अग्ने सूरयो प्रयत्ते अग्ने सूरयो जायेमहि प्रते वयं जायेमहि प्रते वयम् अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् प्रयत्ते अग्ने सूरयो जायेमहि प्रते वयम् अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् प्रयत्ते अग्ने सूरयो जायेमहि प्रते वयम् अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् प्रयत्ते अग्ने सूरयो जायेमहि प्रते वयम् अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् फिफ्थ वन प्रयदग्नेः सहस्वतो प्रयदग्नेः सहस्वतो विश्वतो यन्ति भानवः विश्वतो यन्ति भानवः अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् प्रयदग्नेः सहस्वतो विश्वतो यन्ति भानवः अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् प्रयदग्नेः सहस्वतो विश्वतो यन्ति भानवः अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् द सिक्स्थ मंत्र त्वं हि विश्वतो मुख त्वं हि विश्वतो मुख विश्वतः परिभूरसि विश्वतः परिभूरसि अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् त्वं हि विश्वतो मुख विश्वतः परिभूरसि अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् त्वं विश्वतो मुख विश्वतः परिभूरसि अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् सेवन्थ मंत्र दिशो नो विश्वतो मुखाते दिशो नो विश्वतो मुखाते नावेव पारय नावेव पारय अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् दिशो नो विश्वतो मुखाते नावेव पारय अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् दिशो नो विश्वतो मुखाते नावेव पारय अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् एथ लास्ट वन स नः सिन्धुमिव नावाति स नः सिन्धुमिव नावाति वर्षा स्वस्तये अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् स नः सिन्धुमिव नावाति वर्षा स्वस्तये अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् स नः सिन्धुमिव नावाति वर्षा स्वस्तये अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् ओम शान्तिः 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 small mantras 8 of them. Let us chant once or twice. ॐ अवनः शोषुचदघमग्नेषु शुद्ध्यारयम् अवनः शोषुचदघम् सुक्षेत्रियासु गातु यावसूया च यजामहे अवनः शोषुचदघम् प्रयद्बन्धिष्ठ येषां प्रास्माकाशश्च सूरयः अवनः शोषुचदघम् प्रयत्ते अग्ने सूरयो जायेमहि प्रते वयम् अवनः शोषुचत् अघम् प्रयदग्नेः सहस्वतो विश्वतो यन्ति भानवः अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् त्वं हि विश्वतो मुख विश्वत परिभूरसि अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् दिशो नो विश्वतो मुखाते नावेव पारय अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् स नः सिन्धुमिव नावाति पर्षा स्वस्तये अपनः शोषुचदघम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Again, अवनः शोषुचत् अघम् अग्नेषु शुद्ध्यारयिम् अवनः शोषुचत् अघम् सुक्षेत्रियासु गातु यावसूया च यजामहे अवनः शोषुचत् अघम् प्रयद्बन्धिष्ठ येषां प्रास्माकाशश्च सूरयः अवनः शोषुचत् अघम् प्रयत्ते अग्ने सूरयो जायेमहि प्रते वयम् अवनः शोषुचत् अघम् प्रयदग्नेः सहस्वतो विश्वतो यन्ति भानवः अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् त्वं हि विश्वतो मुख विश्वतः परिभूरसि अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् दिशो नो विश्वतो मुखाति नावेव पारय अपनः शोषुचत् अघम् स नः सिन्धुमिव नावा अतिपर्षा स्वस्तये अवनशोषुषत् अगम। ओम शांति शांति शांति। एक और बार। अवनशोषुषत् अगम अग्नेषु शुद्ध्यारयिम् अवनशोषुषत् अगम सुक्षेत्रियासु गातुयावसूया च यजामहे अवनशोषुषत् अगम प्रयद्बन्दिश्च एषां प्रास्माकाशश्च सूरयः अवनशोषुषत् अगम प्रयत्ते अग्ने सूरयो जाये महिव्रते वयम् अवनशोषुषत् अगम प्रयदग्नेः सहस्वतो विश्वतो यन्ति भानवः अवनशोषुषत् अगम त्वं हि विश्वतो मुखा विश्वतः परिभूरसि अवनशोषुषत् अगम दिशो नो विश्वतो मुखाति नावेव पारय अवनशोषुषत् अगम स नः सिन्धुमिव नावाति वर्षा स्वस्तये अपनश्योषुचत् अहम। ओम शांति शांति शांति। देखो, we have learned also, we have chanted 3 times because small mantra. We will continue tomorrow also like that. So many are there. अब तक तो पेशेंस है मुझे यहाँ ये वेद मंत्र उच्चारण। When Bhagavan gives signal from inside, we will drop it. We leave it for your chanting at home. But in the classes, I don't know how long it will be because so many are still there. Let us do it. 10 minutes. Shruti Mata ke liye de rahe. It's a very good sadhana. Right? Now the last but one, Dhyana Puraka Mantrocharana. Today's mantra is on one of the Rajarshis. That is the Janaka Rajarshi. Is also Maharshi. Okay. One is Janaka is the Janaka Kula. So many Janakas, 27 of them are there. Like the 27 of the Vyasas, they say. So one of the great Janaka is the Sita Pita. Okay, he is also great Maharshi Rajarshi. About him we learn today. Okay, he is he is Raja Nimi who has established the Mithila Nagari or Videha Nagari. In that the Janaka Vamsha Parampara comes. For this Janaka Raja, the father is Hraswaroma. Kushadvaja also is his brother. Sita is the one whose daughter. So from the Bhumi, when he was doing the plowing of the land with the plow for preparing it for Yajna, because Yajamana alone has to do that, he was doing it. Then she is found there. Therefore, her name is given Sita and Ayonija. So Siradhvaja is also uh, given to her because she is born that way. So the Vamsha, if you see of Raja Janaka, Nimi Miti Udavasu, Nandivardhana Sukhetu Devarata, Bruhadrata Mahavira Sudhruti, Drushtaketu Haryashva Maru, Pratindaka Kirtirada Devamidha, Vibudha Mahidraka Kirtirata, Maharoma Hraswaroma, Siradhvaja Janaka. Then this Siradhvaja Janaka is the Janaka. Okay. All this is in Vishnu Purana and Ramayana. This Vamshavali of Janaka comes. In the Shruti, Upanishad, Janaka is said to be the one of the great Rajarshi. Janaka topic comes in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, in which the Yajnavalkya Maharshi is invited by Raja Janaka, and then a beautiful Sambhashana of the Tattva Jnana, Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana happens between the Raja Janaka and Yajnavalkya. And thousands of cows are given in charity. You know, याज्ञवल्क्य जी ले ही लेते हैं, पहले बाद में डिस्कस करते हैं. I have confidence in that way. So to this Janaka is, as his name goes, Videha, beyond the Dehadi Tadatmya. Okay. Then even in Chandogya Upanishad, which we are studying, Janaka Raja's prasanga comes and he is talked as the Rajarshi, the one who has experienced the Brahma Jnana. If you come to the Smritis, Bhagavad Gita mein, Bhagavan Krishna gives Raja Janaka's example. है ना? कर्मणा एव संसिद्धि आस्थिताः जनकादयः. Adaya means etc. Janaka like Rajarshis, they have, while doing the karma outside only, selflessly, inside they realize Brahman, you live like that. And having realized the Brahman inside, They continued serving the world outside without confusing between these two of the outer duties and inner self-realization. You belong to Kshatriya Vamsha, so you can also be a Rajarshi. So I'm giving you example of Raja. Because Kshatriya है अर्जुन को वो वाला एग्जाम्पल दो तो उनको इजीली वो रिलेट होता है. Some other example is given, he won't relate. Like कोई ब्राह्मण का दिया, he will easily outrightly say कि जैसे आप सब लोग कहते हो, ये ब्राह्मण है तो उनका है, मेरे को नहीं हो सकता. इसलिए भगवान gave the Rajarshi example. That is not an insult to all the Brahmarshis that so many are there. Bhagavan is referring to Rajarshi. No, no, no. He being Raja, the Kshatriya, the Arjuna, उनको वो देने से वो relate करते. Bhagavan purpose is not giving whose example, not in giving. Purpose is to inspire Arjuna to become Rishi, means to do sadhana. Okay, through the karma. Second, these are Puranas. In all Valmiki Ramayana, we say Balakanda, Janaka Vamsha, Sita and all. Vishnu Purana also, Videha Vamsha Vardhana comes. Bhagavata Purana, there also is a Rajarshi, Brahmagnani, Mahabhakta, the Janaka is praised as. In the Ashtavakra Gita, another important topic or the text in which Janaka is there. So Ashtavakra Janaka Samvada of Advaita Jnanam is Ashtavakra Gita. In that only that famous sloka which people quote to know the glory of Janaka Maharaj. He says, Mithilayam Pradiptayam Name Dahyati Kinchana. That the whole Mithila Nagari be burnt, I am not going to be burnt. Including my own Sharira, because I am already Brahman. Raja Janaka. In that Valmiki Tulsi Ramana, you see, I always revel in Brahmanubhuti. When this Rama came, seeing him, I just am caught up in my devotion to him. He must be Sakshat Brahman, then only it will happen to me. That's what he says. In this way, Janaka Maharshis, so many great things we have to see and get inspired. So the Ashtavakra Gita, Janaka Yajnavalkya Sambhashana in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad are famous things. Okay, what we can chant is Janakasa Om Brahmanishthaya Vidmahe Karmanishthaya Dhimahi. Because दोनों उन्होंने किया. ब्रह्मनिष्ठाय विद्महे कर्मनिष्ठाय धीमहि तन्नो जनक महर्षि प्रचोदयात्. ओके. ओम परब्रह्म परमात्मा स्वरूप श्री जनक महर्षि नमः. ध्यायामि आवाहयामि स्थापयामि पूजयामि छत्र चामरादीन समर्पयामि समस्त शक्त्योपचार भक्त्योपचारादीन समर्पयामि. ओम श्री जनक महर्षि नमः. नमस्करोमि तव चरणौ शरणागतोऽस्मि. प्रार्थयामि मम रक्षणं कुरु माम् आत्मानुभवं प्रति प्रचोदनं कृत्वा परमात्मानुभवेन मुक्तिं प्रदेहि इति प्रार्थयामि. ओम श्री जनक महर्षे नमः. भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्यापि संरक्षणाभिवृद्धिं कुरु इति प्रार्थयामि. स्टार्ट. ओम ब्रह्मनिष्ठाय विद्महे कर्मनिष्ठाय धीमहि तन्नो जनक महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम ब्रह्मनिष्ठाय विद्महे कर्मनिष्ठाय च धीमहि तन्नो जनक महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम ब्रह्मनिष्ठाय विद्महे कर्मनिष्ठाय च धीमहि तन्नो जनक महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम ब्रह्मनिष्ठाय विद्महे कर्मनिष्ठाय धीमहि तन्नो जनक महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम ब्रह्मनिष्ठाय विद्महे कर्मनिष्ठाय धीमहि तन्नो जनक महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम ब्रह्मनिष्ठाय विद्महे कर्मनिष्ठाय धीमहि तन्नो जनक महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम ब्रह्मनिष्ठाय विद्महे कर्मनिष्ठाय धीमहि तन्नो जनक महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम ब्रह्मनिष्ठाय विद्महे कर्मनिष्ठाय धीमहि तन्नो जनक महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम ब्रह्मनिष्ठाय विद्महे कर्मनिष्ठाय धीमहि तन्नो जनक महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम ब्रह्मनिष्ठाय विद्महे कर्मनिष्ठाय धीमहि तन्नो जनक महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम ब्रह्मनिष्ठाय विद्महे कर्मनिष्ठाय धीमहि तन्नो जनक महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ ब्रह्मनिष्ठाय विद्महे कर्मनिष्ठाय धीमहि तन्नो जनकमहर्षिः 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 प्रचोदयात्। ॐ श्री जनकमहर्षये नमः। नमस्करोमि तव चरणौ शरणागतोऽस्मि। मां रक्ष रक्ष इति प्रार्थयामि। माम् आत्मानुभवं प्रति प्रचोदनं कृत्वा अस्मिन् क्षणे एव परमात्मानुभवेन मुक्तिं प्रदेहीति प्रार्थयामि। सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकहैन्दवसंस्कृतेः भारतवर्षस्यापि संरक्षणाभिवृद्धिं विश्वव्याप्तिं कुरु इति प्रार्थयामि। है ना? In the Adi Yuga, Kruta Yuga, in the initial days, there was no need of any king because everyone were sticking to their own discipline so much that things were happening so automatic. Thereafter, as the population was growing to streamline everything, some ruler was required. Thus, the king has been appointed. After the king in the human life appointed alone, the king of the Devatas, the Indra, is appointed as per Yoga Vasishtha Ramayana and all of that. Why we are saying is, country needs all sadhakas, spiritual. Country also needs everybody to be Desha Bhaktas. More than these two, country in Kali Yuga every time needs a Raja who is a Rajarshi, who knows how to rule the kingdom outside, inside also, a pure selfless soul seeking the reality. If that aggressive true in one Raja, if we have, we are safe. Janaka is such Raja. So we pray for such king to be there always for our country. Why would our country, every nation in the world should have the Rajarshi as Raja? Ha ha, must hai. That he is totally detached, seeking his own eternal truth inside. Outside, very efficiently, aggressively, honestly, he is serving the world. Thank you. Now the last topic of the day, common sense thought, is same thing. देखो, all this is tentative, all this is only an information. है ना? Becoming convinced about it. With complete understanding, etc., is always in the hands and discretion of the listeners only. No compelling forces can compel if one wants to understand or doesn't want to understand. Facts remain facts. What is it? Now coming to the topic after a little bit. As a human being, especially for you and I, only three fulfillments, three contentments, three joys, three celebrations, three achievements. Only three. First fulfillment is the fulfillment and joy in us that thoroughly we have mastered the Shastras. At least one Upanishad, few chapters of Gita, one Purana, few of the Narayana, Prakarana Granthas. We have to be thorough. That is called fulfillment. जितना पढ़ो उतना मजा है. Studying and fully understanding thoroughly what is said in that Shastra is a fulfillment. The inner दिमाग जो है वो लेकर के बहुत खुश होता है. You and I are trying for it, but how much we are sincere in that, how much we are applying ourselves, that is important. Achievement always depends on so many various factors. Our abilities, capacities may not be sufficient today, so we may not achieve. But our endeavor in our hands. So discover that fulfillment. Ha! Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, I thoroughly understood. Or Sthita Prajna Lakshanas, I have thoroughly understood. Or Shweta Ashtadhara Upanishad, studied for such long time of more than 800, 900 days, I have understood. Or Chandogya Upanishad, first Adhyaya, first Khanda, the OMKARA Mahima I have thoroughly understood. Now, with that background, I am doing Om Upasana. See that? That fulfillment, contentment. When there are days in our life in the beginning where there are no information at all about the Shastra, that time we are always finding the fulfillment in some worldly knowledges, worldly pursuits, worldly indulgences. But they're all faithless, they're all empty, they're all ignorant, they're all delusional. है ना? शास्त्र में जो तत्व ज्ञान बताया ना उसको समझना ही रियल फुलफिलमेंट मस्त ट्राई टू फाइंड दैट वन आई एम द लिविंग शास्त्र थियोरेटिकल नॉलेज पूरा ठीक है naturally the second fulfillment of ours is everything that is understood by us of shastra convinced by us we have to practice it establishing in the practice of what we have understood is a second fulfillment. That fulfillment is again personal. The contentment is personal. है ना? Like I understood the Daiva Guru Upasana, Omkara Upasana, Mahima, and I am doing it. The fulfillment of doing is so beautiful. Like the Shastra, studying Upanishad Shastra is one of the great endeavors. There is contentment in the understanding. Every day, really, we are practically studying, no? फिर ये अपने आप में एक fulfillment है. So, to all the sadhanas understood after studying the Shastra, doing them and finding the fulfillment in that, मस्त वाला जिंदगी होता. Gita said those things, and I am conscious of it. Gita says, Adveshta Sarvabhuta. Now that is authority to me. Now I have tried my best and I have almost achieved to the state that no more hatred of me in my heart towards any being of this universe, come what may. That's called practicing Gita. Aramanitvam adambitvam. Gita says, don't have arrogance and hypocrisy. 13th chapter. I have just dropped all the ego, arrogance, even an identity. I say it is divine expressing through me. Just to avoid the outer nuisance because the people are foolish, I answer to their question, who are you? My details. For their satisfaction. But within me, I know I am not there, Lord alone is there. That's called amanitva. Them convinced about it. Now I am living that knowledge. See that? Second fulfillment. The gap between what I theoretically understood and what I am practically doing should keep on getting reduced. अब बहुत बड़ा गैप है कितना हम समझते हैं और क्या हम जी रहे हैं कोई संबंध ही नहीं. What we study in Upanishads, विवेक वैराग्य इसके क्लास के बाद तुरंत become a भोगी और there's no connection between what we study and what we live life. फिलहाल reduce that gap. That's the fulfillment. All instructions, injunctions given by the Shastras, understood, digested by me, I am living them. So that, as said earlier, I am the living embodiment of Shastra theoretical. Now I am the living embodiment of Shastra practical. Second fulfillment. Third fulfillment is what? Therefore, the final fulfillment is in experiencing the result of each sadhana and the final sadhana. Like the japa sadhana's result is ekagrata. Experience that ekagrata. Viveka vairagya sadhana's experience is the mind is calm and quiet because I have no attachment to anything. Vairagya yoga. Experiencing that is called the experience of that sadhana. So too, the bhakti, jnanam, bhakti sadhana, and bhakti anubhuti. And does Hanuman have any doubt that he is Bhagavan's bhakta? He is such an anubhava hai unko. In that way, anubhuti of all sadhana results is the real fulfillment. And the final sadhana is the discovery of Aham Brahmasmi. Therefore, that anubhuti, Aham Brahmasmi, is the ultimate contentment or fulfillment. That is the real achievement. That's the real celebration. So, in these three things, the real fulfillment is existing. Let us realize it. Let us realize it. Realize intellectually, realize actually. I don't seek contentment, happinesses in the world. They're all, they never give you contentment, they only enslave. The real one is in these three things. Come to the brim level of all these three. Theory mastered, practice mastered, anubhuti, achievement, highest. Like, I want to go to Vaishno Devi Mata. Theory is pakka about Mata's glory and kripa, etc. Also, I am theory pakka ki how to reach to her feet. उनके भवन में उनके चरण में. Then practically also fulfillment. Yes, I booked all my transport, I am en route, मैं पहुंच रहा हूँ. अब लाइन में भी खड़ा हूँ, चढ़ भी रहा हूँ. Adhkuvar is also over. Practical fulfillment. And the moment we are near to that gufa, oh, fulfillment. Then the third one is actually you are inside that Pindi, Mother Darshana, and you are finding her there itself as the entire universe is in her as her own. And therefore, I is only he or she alone. There is no me. That is called as Anubhuti Wala fulfillment. और ग्रास लेवल में दर्शन का फुलफिलमेंट. तो ज्ञानम, अभ्यासम, अनुभूति. Fulfillment in all these three. We are trying for the same in the world. Isn't it? You will get the jnanam of the things of the world. Then you practice to get it. Then you indulge in it, enjoy it. But they're all trivial, they're all gross level. Any useless jiva can do that. Human being. We can't be the same after studying the Upanishads. Seek these greater, higher, diviner, nobler fulfillments. Consciously, from within, we have to assure ourselves, intensify ourselves. कहते रहना पड़ता है लगातार 24 घंटे कर क्या रहे हो. मैं अपने आप को कह रहा हूँ आई हैव टू मास्टर द शास्त्र ज्ञान एंड गेट दैट फुलफिलमेंट. आई हैव टू मास्टर द साधना ऑफ व्हाट आई हैव डन and get fulfillment in that, and I have to master the anubhuti and the nishta in it, and that's the fulfillment I want. कहते रहना अपने आप को. छोड़ दिया तो निद्रा आती है, that's called tamoguna, or we think about something else, that's called rajoguna. These positive thinkings are sattva, and these get gathered like रुपया बैंक में डालो तो इस become 10 lakh. So to these continuous sankalpas, prarthanas become strong. One day really we start doing them practically. We are now at the initial stage of being regular to the class. It has nothing to do with the mastery of the knowledge. Mastery of the knowledge is followed by adhyayanam at home, mananam chintanam at home. And any time, every mantra of the studied things are remembered with the meaning. If not mantra, at least the meaning. But without mantra, how can you know the meaning? That it is that mantra's meaning. Isn't it? At least mukhya mantras, not mukhya mantri, mukhya mantra. You must tell to oneself, try and find fulfillment in that. This is what evolution. Spiritual evolution is alone evolution, and in spiritual evolution, theory, practice, anubhuti are the evolutions. Stick to that. Isn't it? In this world, always there are two paths. One, the Vaishnavi Devi, the whatever you call Katra. The outer world also is there, path leading to that. And there is the path for reaching to the mother's feet also. Choose this one. If you go to Badrinath, Kedarnath, there's a commercial places also are there. Niche, then the Bhagwan ka sanctum, sanctorium. Go there. In your own village town, there is so many Bhoga Jagats are there. Same place, there is a temple and ashram, a Sadguru. Go that way. So in life too, living at the Indriya Upadhi level, million options are there which we are doing so far. Let us choose to live for and reach to that Nirupadhika Sthiti. That's called real fulfillment. बाकी में पाकर भी रोते रहेंगे, बाकी कुछ भी पाओ रोते रहेंगे, और परमात्मा को पाने में सारे रोना बंद हो जाता। और पाना भी नहीं, इट्स ऑलरेडी वी आर दैट, जस्ट यू हैव टू रिकॉग्नाइज। ओम 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 पूर्णमदः श्रुतिमात्रे नमः तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु। Good, huh? Though we are spending time, but seven sadhanas substantially we are doing. The adrushta phala are we are training in sitting at one place, in listening continuously with concentration. That too, the knowledge about the Upanishads. They are not ordinary practices. आपको मिलियन मिलियन रुपया लगाओ तो भी इससे मिलने वाला उपलब्धि नहीं मिलेगा. And you have to recognize it, not believing me because I say. You understand. I understand not because my guru told, but I understood because of my thinking. And I could think because my guru told. So all credit is his, achievement is mine. Thank you. Now, Geeta.